Welcome to The Explainer. Global trade wars can feel, well, incredibly complicated, right? But what if we could break down all that complexity with a really simple story? Something about monkeys and bananas. Let's dive in.
So, let's set the scene. Our story starts in this big jungle, and in it are two places that have been really good neighbors for a long, long time, Monkeyland and Bananaland. All right, so here's the deal. Monkeyland is absolutely fantastic at getting coconuts. I mean, it's what they're known for. And Bananaland, well, you can probably guess, they grow the best, most delicious bananas imaginable. For years, things were just perfect. It was this simple, happy exchange. Monkeys traded their coconuts for bananas. It was a total win-win, and everyone was happy. But then, one day, all that harmony just shattered. Monkeyland got pretty upset about something and decided to change the rules. From now on, they said, every single banana brought into their land would have an extra cost tacked on. And that one little move, that's where the trouble really begins. So what's the deal with this extra leaves charge anyway? You gotta understand, this isn't just some random fee they came up with. No, it's a tool, a very specific tool, and Monkeyland is using it for a reason. Now, this whole idea of adding a special tax to stuff from other countries isn't just for our jungle story. It has a real name, one I'm pretty sure you've heard on the news. Any idea what it is? Yep, it's called a tariff. It's really that simple. A tariff is just a tax that a government puts on goods coming in from another country. So, why do they do this? Well, the whole point is to make those foreign products more expensive. The hope is that it'll encourage people to buy stuff made at home instead, which, in theory, helps protect local jobs and businesses. Okay, so you can probably guess that Bananaland is not just going to sit there and take this, right? Let's see what happens next, because things are about to get a lot more heated. For the folks in Bananaland, this is a massive problem. I mean, their main export, the thing their entire economy is built on, has suddenly become way too expensive for their biggest customer. They see this tariff as a totally aggressive and unfair move. And so, what do? They fight back. It's a classic tit-for-tat situation. Monkeyland taxed their bananas, so Bananaland spins right around and slaps its own extra leaves tax on Monkeyland's coconuts. In the real world of global trade, this is called retaliation, and it's exactly how a little disagreement can spiral into a full-blown trade war. But hold on, let's just hit pause on the fight for a second and rewind a bit. Why was Monkeyland so ticked off in the first place? I mean, everything seemed so perfect. What was really going on just beneath the surface? And here's the thing, this slide lays out the hidden problem perfectly. Just look at those shopping carts. They are wildly unequal. Monkeyland looked at the books and realized, whoa, wait a minute, we're buying 1,000 bananas from them, but they're only buying 100 of our coconuts. From where they stood, the whole arrangement felt completely one-sided. In the world of economics, this situation has a very specific name. It's called a trade deficit. It's exactly what it sounds like. It happens when a country is buying or importing way more from another country than it's selling or exporting to them. And if you look back through history, these deficits are very often the trigger that gets countries to start putting up tariffs. Okay, so our little jungle story has walked us through tariffs, retaliation, and trade deficits. Now let's bridge that gap and see how these exact same ideas play out in the real world. And I'm not kidding, this isn't just a fable. Believe it or not, there was a real banana war. It started back in 1993 between the US and the European Union, and it was over, you guessed it, banana tariffs. And that same dynamic of tariffs and retaliation, it's still defining major trade conflicts today, involving everything from steel and soybeans all the way to high-tech microchips. So look, here's the bottom line. Why should any of this actually matter to you? Because these trade wars, they aren't just some abstract political fight happening far away. When countries start slapping tariffs on goods, the cost of everyday stuff, from your phone to your food to your car, it can all go up. It can really hurt businesses, it can impact jobs, and it can send these shockwaves through the entire global economy. And that brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? When you think about both Monkeyland and Bananaland getting hurt in this fight, you really have to wonder, in a world that is so deeply connected, can anyone actually win a trade war?